Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently studying chapter number 7 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Yoga of Wisdom and Realization. And in today's satsang, we will start from shloka number 26. Lord Krishna continues to guide Arjuna on the deep meanings of wisdom and realization. Shloka is Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. O Arjuna, I know all beings from the past, the present, and the future, but no one knows me. What that means is that since he is the creator, he has created everyone, so he can see the past, present, and future. Whereas, as we know, in our human life, we cannot even see our future and we don't remember our past from the previous embodiments. So, therefore, we cannot understand God in the truest sense, as it is such a rare thing to do. Moving on, next shloka number 27. Ichha dvesha samuthena dvandva mohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. O Bharata, all beings at the time of their birth come under the sway of the delusion of the pairs of opposites caused by desire and hatred, O Parantapa, scorcher of foes. So here God is reminding us that once we get into the clutches of Maya, there are 5 kleshas, out of which Raga and Dvesha, Raga means attachment, Dvesha means hatred, they bind us to the world process, and thus we lose our focus from God realization. Next shloka. Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridvataha. But those virtuous souls whose sins have terminated, free of the delusion of pairs of opposites, worship me with a steadfast resolve. So, this is the shloka to give us hope and confidence that deep devotees who are in sattva, who are automatically following satsang, devotion, dedication, japa, mantra, kirtan, and who enjoy this process, they have done this work for many lifetimes, and therefore they do not come under delusion. They are above the fray. They can get outside of the realm of Maya or Raga Dvesha. Next shloka. Jara marana mokshaya mamashritya yatanti ye te brahma tadviduh kritsnam dhyatmam karma chakhilam. Those who take refuge in me, striving for the cessation of decay and death, they know Brahman fully. They have a complete knowledge of the self and all secrets of the karma and action. So, those sincere souls who have given themselves to God and who have taken refuge in God unconditionally, then they are able to know Brahman. Magically, a guru will appear, the resources will appear, and all the conditions will become auspicious for their breaking this cycle of birth and death. Shloka number 30. Sadhibhutadidevam mam sadhiyagyam cha ye viduhu prayanakale api cha mam te vidurayukta chetasaha. Those who know me as Adi Bhuta with relation to the physical elements, as Adi Deva with relation to divine elements or gods, and Adhiyagya with relation to sacrifices. They, with their mind centered in me, realize me even at the time of their death. So, God is giving us hope. He says this is a continuous journey, and as long as we can even think of God at the point of our last breath, then also we get outside the cycles of birth and death, we get liberated. But it is not such a simple thing. That can only come when we have done constant japa. We are always thinking of God. Then doesn't matter which moment is our last, we will think of God at that time. So with this we have concluded chapter number 7. So let us join our hands, thank Lord Krishna for his beautiful wisdom, and to Arjuna also, who is an aspirant learning this deep wisdom, and we represent Arjuna. ॐ तत्सदति श्रीमद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे ज्ञानविज्ञानयोगो नाम सप्तमोऽध्यायः सम्पूर्णं। बोलिए भगवान कृष्ण की जय। ग्लोरी टू लॉर्ड कृष्ण। Om Tat Sat. Thus in the Upanishads of the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Supreme Brahman, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Shri Krishna and Arjuna ends the 7th chapter entitled The Yoga of Wisdom and Realization. Jai Shri Krishna. So let's move on to chapter number 8. It is known as Akshar Brahma Yoga, the yoga of imperishable Brahman. This chapter presents the philosophical insight by which a devotee may focus all his attention towards the intensification of samskaras. Samskaras are impressions that will help him to remember God even at the time of the death. If God becomes the ruling thought of his mind at the time of death, he will not be born again. So this is where God had told him this detail, that if he thinks of me at the last moment, he will get me. Here God will guide us how to make that a constant practice in chapter number 8. Akshar by definition means indestructible. Kshar means something that gets destroyed. Akshar is something that is perpetual. It cannot be destroyed. So shloka number 1, Arjuna Vacha. So Arjun is asking questions after he's learning all this wisdom from Krishna. Tim kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottamam adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidaivam kim uchyate. Arjuna asked, O Purushottama, the best of souls, what is Brahman? What is Adhyatma, spirit? What is Karma? What is said to be Adhibhuta, matter? And what is Adhideva, divine intelligence? He asks another question, shloka number 2. Adhiyagyah katham ko annadehe asmin madhusudana प्रयाणकाले च कथं ज्ञेयो असि नियतात्मभिः. Who is Adhiyagya, the deity, here in this body, O Madhusudana? And how are you to be known at the time of death by those who are self-disciplined? Now God will answer. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, shloka number 3. Aksharam Brahma Param Swabhavo Adhyatma Muchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhava Karo Visarga Karma Sangitaha. Lord Krishna said, the Supreme Brahman is Akshara, the imperishable, Adhyatma, or the subjective in the individual, is his very own nature. That creative force is known as karma, which is the cause of existence and the manifestation of all beings. So, God is answering in very simple terms that each individual goes through his own gunas, and therefore his nature is different. It can be sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic, and the creative force by which he does those things, he creates karma and perpetuates his existence. That is the cause of existence and manifestation. Shloka number 4. Adhibhutam sharo bhavaha purushadhashchadhidaivatam adhiyagyo ahamevatra dehe deha bhritam vara. Adhibhuta, matter or the world of elements, is my perishable nature. Prakriti, Purush. Prakriti is matter, Purush is the divine principle. Adhideva is the divine intelligence, that is the Purusha, the cosmic self. O best among embodied beings, Adhiyagya is the presiding deity of sacrifices, is myself abiding in all beings. So here God is telling us very clearly that He is the indestructible akshar element within our own bodies itself, because that is the unending, undying, indivisible, everlasting, imperishable nature of Brahman. Now, shloka number 5, he continues, Antakale cha mameva smarana muktva kalevaram यह प्रयाति समद्भावम याति नास्त्यत्र संशयः. Whoever leaves his body remembering me at the time of death attains my being. There is no doubt about this. So this is the second shloka where God thought it wise enough to give us that reassurance again, that if we think of him even at that moment, that also will give us mukti, liberation. How comforting is that? Shloka number 6, God continues, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajyante kalevaram tam tam vaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. Whatever being a person thinks of at the moment of death, O son of Kunti, overpowered by the thought thereof, that being does he attain. So whatever our ending thought is the cause of our next embodiment. That is very important. Therefore, at the time of our death, we should be very introspective, very think of God, do our japa, think of the Ishta Devata, or chant on Om, have holy things. Don't get stuck in attachments, because otherwise the cycle of reincarnation, birth and death will continue based on our last thought. So if our last thought goes into money, we will come back into the world where we will be making money or struggling with that, because that's where our attachment lies. But if it's with God, then we move onwards to God. That is that simple. So with this we conclude our satsang for today, and we will start from shloka number 7, chapter number 8 in tomorrow's satsanga. Hari Om Tat Sat.